Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how to add this circle design to any type of clothes you want. So I've seen it added to a pants, like a palazzo pants. I've also seen it added to a pencil skirt at the bottom part. So basically I'm just going to show you how you're going to get that done. It depends on you, the size of the circle you want. So let's say I want to make my circle like 3 inches, or let's say I want to make it 3.5 inches of opening, right? So what I'm going to do is what I'm going to make it here is 3. So what I'm trying to say is, let's say I want, when I'm done, the opening is going to be 3.5. The circle I'm going to mark now is going to be just at 3. That way I can use the other half an inch for my similar one. So this is what I'm saying. So first thing, so this is, let's say you're going to determine where you want it. You might want to place one here, another one here, another one here. It's never placed on a straight line. Some people just do it, maybe put one here, another one here, another one on this point here. So this is what I'm going to do now. Let's say I want to add one here, and I want it to be 3.5 or opening. So what I'm going to do is 3 inches. I'm going to go ahead and mark a dot here, right? From this particular dot now, I'm going to go ahead and mark 3 inches. 3 inches. If you have the compass thing, that would even be better, just so you can use it to do it. But just place your tape on this point here and keep marking that 3 inches all the way around here. Just rotate it all the way around. So guys, now that is done, I'm just going to go ahead and just connect it together like this, you see, all the way around, just this way. Now I have my full circle. It might not be equal because it's almost, but try to make your own just correct and perfect circle. So once that is done, the next thing I'm going to do is, you can go ahead and cut this open, right? You can go ahead, cut this open, and then get the fabric you want to overlap it with, like the fabric that is going to form the design. Because remember, we're going to have about 2 inches design from the end of this here now. We're going to have 2 inches design from this point here. So instead of 2 inches, it's going to be 2.5, because we are going to be taking away half an inch of seam allowance round this thing like this. When we go to sew it now, half an inch of seam allowance will be gone from this here, all round, right? When we go to sew it, and then we'll be left with 2 inches that we want to use to turn it over. So that's what I'm going to do now. So guys, you see my circle here. You will need to transfer this circle to a different surface on the one that you're going to use to turn it over, right? I went ahead and drew this on a different side, right? I drew the previous one here, but I drew it here because I needed the space at the end here. You need to make sure that you also have enough space at the end here, because remember, you're still going to be creating a band that is going to go this wide on it, right? So the initial one I drew was almost at the end of the cloth, but I still need to create the band on it, right? The different color. So what you can do is, if you don't want to draw this circle twice, you draw it on your skirt. Maybe your pants is the first part where you're going to draw it on. The second part, you can just maybe make the chalk like thicker on this one, so that you just take the fabric that you want to work with, place it on it and hit it hard, right? So then it will trace on this other one. Then once you raise it up, you can go ahead and just look at it well and try to make the chalk even darker. That way you know that you have exactly the circle you have here on the cloth. You understand? Because if this was a plain black fabric and I placed it on this fabric now and hit it hard all over where the circle is, it's definitely going to transfer the chalk mark on this other side. That way I can use it to trace it better and see what I'm drawing. Because I went ahead and used that same 3 inches to make this one, but it might not be perfect. You understand what I'm saying? It might not be exactly the size of what I have here, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to use it that way. But it will be better if you can trace it, or even if you can put it behind here and somehow find a way to, like, maybe use something to puncture it like this, right? And then just have that same opening on this one. So now what I'm going to do is to go ahead now, like I said, I'm going to cut this opening out, right? But before I cut it out, it's exactly the same opening I have here. What I'm going to do is, like I said, I want the width of the band that's going to go around this circle to be 2 inches. So that means I need half an inch to join this opening to this opening, and then I need half an inch to fold the excess clothes at the end of it in. So what I'm going to do is, that's going to leave me with 3 inches, half an inch for the inner circle, half an inch for folding the outer circle, and 2 inches in between it to form the thickness of the band. You can do 1.5 still, but it depends on you, the thickness you want. I think 2 inches might be too much. I think 1.5 might be perfect. No, 2 inches is not that bad, but I think 1.5 would have been okay too. So let me go ahead now and just go ahead from the ends of this here. I'm going to mark 3 inches circle round and round. So just from here, extension from this point to this point, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, and form another circle, but a bigger circle. So guys, this is it here. So this is what I have now. So all I have to do is to go ahead and cut this center part. So guys, like I was trying to explain to you before, I'm sure there will be easier ways to do this. So you can also, like I was saying, you can just place this on the fabric and then use a cutter. After you've made the small circle, just use that cutter, the rolling thing, and just cut it all over. You see, this circle is going to transfer to the second one. That way, after you've made the hole on the second one, then you can just use your ruler to trace out the second the width of the band of this whole circle that you've made, right? So that way you don't have to draw the same circle here and draw the same circle here. Once you've drawn it on this first one, just place it on what you want to use the cutter to open up this space on this other one too. And then now I'm going to cut this out. So guys, you see now I've gone ahead and cut this circle out. This is what it looks like. You see, I even cut out the edges. So now remember, this is the wrong side of this cloth, right? So and then this is the right side of my fabric. So what I did is I'm going to just place this on top of this here, right side facing the wrong side, because I'm going to sew this using the 1/2 inch that I left here. I'm going to sew this round like this, and then once it's done, I'm going to cut out the blue part of this cloth and then tuck this towards the front, because this is the front side here. So I'm just going to tuck everything to face towards the front. So like I said, this is the wrong side of your cloth. So if I'm sewing it, it's going to be the wrong side is facing me, and that's where I drew this choke. The right side of my tracing, this one is going to be facing like this, and then I'm going to go ahead, use 1/2 inch to sew this, the 1/2 inch I spoke about, because we want this opening to be wider, which is 3.5. I feel like it's better to work with 2.5, and then your opening will be 3, because you don't want to make this too open, right guys? You want to make it, I feel like this is okay. If I take away extra 1/2 inch now, it might be too much. So it's better to start with maybe like 2.5 or even 2 inches and then end up with, it depends on you, the size of the circle. So it's better to take your tape and then mark a point and then check, what will 2 inches look like for me, what will 2.5 look like for me, what will 3 inches look like for me, and then also consider the 1/2 inch. Okay, if I take away 1/2 inch of seam allowance, will this be too open? And then you then know, because some designs have the small circle, the big circle, even the bigger ones too. So it depends on you what you want. So let me go ahead now and sew this back. So guys, I just thought of something. Another way you can do this is just to cut something that looks like this upper part. Now forget that I sewed it already, but you can cut enough of this. If you want like 4 of this, you can cut something that, because remember, you can do different colors. So maybe this is blue, this is red, many colors, right? You can just cut it on just the one that you're using to turn it over, and don't do anything on your skirt or your trouser or anywhere you're attaching these circles to. And then all you have to do is just take this piece here, you can place one here, that way it will even help you arrange it better. You don't even have to trace anything, because remember initially we were saying to trace on your own cloth and then start it that way, but you can now just take the pieces that you've already cut. Once you cut one, use it to trace the rest, even the sides, everything. Then take that pieces, if it's 4 of them, you can place one next to this one, place another one here, place another one here. It will even help you figure out the width that you're working with, because now you know that if I'm placing this one here, I have to give it at least 1 inch in between the two before I place this. Take this, the next one, put it here, you understand what I'm saying? So I feel like it even be better that way. So once you do it, you can just go ahead and now cut. I'm going to cut this open now. So guys, you see I trimmed off the excess. You also have to notch it a little bit. Once you're done, you're going to take it and then flip it towards the front, because remember we said this is the front, here is the front. So you're going to go ahead, turn it over and iron it. Guys, you have to make sure you're ironing as you're going. You see what it's looking like now. So all I have to do is, I know there might be different ways to do this, but this one here is my own method of doing this. So what I'm going to do now, if you want, you can go ahead and put in the stay, like the glue thing underneath it, and iron it as you're folding the edge of this here. At this point now, you can just go ahead and put the glue thing and just use it to hold it down if you don't want any stitch at the top, but try to still maintain that curve of a circle, right? At some point you might have to just give it a slight split underneath it and then still fold it down just like that as you're going. Or if you feel like sewing it down will be better for you, just try to iron it, is what I'm saying, and like try to also give it a curve as you're going. So different things you can do is to use the stay to iron it down, or you can also use your your sewing machine to just hold it down at the edge there with just a color that goes better with it, right? That's how you're going to do it. So So guys, this is it here. Like I said, if you don't want your width too wide, initially, remember I was saying mine might be too big, but it depends on you what you want. If you want yours just thing like 1.5, then all you have to do is just, as long as you're considering the half an inch to turn over the inside part and then the half an inch to fold over the outside part, that's what matters. So whatever you decide to use in between is now left to you. So let's say you decide you want 2 inches here, just know that you need half an inch in the in here and 1 here, half an inch here, so that is 1 inch extra. So that means the width of this here, when you cut it before you start joining, it will be 3 inches, right? That's this colored fabric, it will be 3 inches. So if you decide to do, you want it 1.5, when you're done, add 1 inch to it, half an inch for the inside, half an inch for the outside. That means you'll be working with 2.5. So when you're done with half an inch here, half an inch here, you'll be left with 1.5 in between. So that's basically it here. You can just do as many as you want on your design and then just place it how you want it to be placed, guys. So this is one method of doing it. I'm sure there will be other methods, but this is my own method of doing this particular circle. I've seen the design on different things and they look nice. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye.